What's up, everybody? I just wanted to give you a quick video on how I kind of figured out how to put curves into your metal working. And a lot of folks, they have done this like on a lot of videos that I've watched, but nobody ever really explains how to do it, at least not from the videos I've seen. And so it might be really intuitive to some people, but for me, it took a little second to figure it out. So I just wanted to share it with you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start out with some run-of-the-mill copper pipe you can get from the home store, and you can just snip that little piece off here. I'm just going to demonstrate with this little guy on the fly, so we're just going to do this real time, right? So I got this piece. It's about, let's see, what, 4 inches long, and what I wanted to do is basically just turn a flat piece into a curved piece. So this is going to create a lot of noise and a lot of hammering, obviously, so let's go ahead and get our supplies. First, we're going to take my purse.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
And this is just filled with play sand, and that way I can kind of dampen the sound. Obviously, you'd want to use some hearing protection or something like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get our anvil, which for me is iron. An iron. Alrighty. So I'm going to start out just by flattening this guy out. Alright, so here we go. It elongated, maybe about 1/4 of an inch, if that. But you notice that what I'm doing is, and what folks have said online, is that you want to keep the hammer stationary and you want to move your copper around. That way, you can get repeatable hammer blows. And on the occasion, right, what you want to do as well is to have your big ass torch so that you can heat treat this guy and make sure that this doesn't go brittle on you, right? You want to anneal it every now and then so that whenever you soften the metal, it'll be easier to, it'll be more malleable, right? So that's the whole point. So I'm gonna give this a quick blow and then we're gonna come back here in a second. All right, and we're back. So I got this guy already situated. It's been heated up, cooled down, and annealed and all this kind of stuff. You see that the color change has occurred in this bad boy, which is kind of cool. And one thing that I've learned, and has also been reiterated on the internet, is that the color change for copper, at least, happens on the cool down. So that's what's up. You can also see, and I'm over exaggerating, but there's a bit of a curve that's happening right here, right? So this guy's like curving to the left. So what we want to do next is to situate this guy around. And I want to exaggerate this curve, and I want it to be the rainbow shape that I'm talking about earlier. So I already made myself a railroad spike hammer to texturize. And if you didn't make your own bespoke railroad spike texturizing hammers,
store-bought is fine, and nobody will know.
And what I want to do is use the blunt end right here, the straight blunt end. And here's the trick, all right? So what you want to do is, if I want the curve to come around like this, then I'm gonna start banging it from the inside right here, right? I don't want to bang it on the outside, because if I bang it on the outside, it's going to want to recurve this way, and I want it to curve down this way. So if you're fighting against the two over and over again, that'd be more conducive to keeping your work straight, which is cool. If that's what you're going for. But the point of this video is to exaggerate that curve, right? So let's go ahead and get into that. Maybe with this bad boy. You know what? I actually want to change from this baby one to my less, or to my my bigger blunty one. So we're gonna go with this guy. And again, if you don't have your own railroad spike hammers, store-bought is fine. Oh, I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. You can already see that my curve is happening. And I just told you the wrong damn thing.
Did you bullshit last week?
No.
Did you try to bullshit last week?
Yes.
What you want to do, and now that I'm doing this in real time, I'm learning from my own mistakes and also showing that because I am human and I make mistakes, baby. That's what's up. So it's all right. You learn from it, right? We learn from it. This is the theory that's happening. And if I would have explained this earlier, I would not have made the mistake. But check this out. We are banging it on the outside. We're banging it on the outside, right? So that we can get that curved, that pronounced curve to come down as such. Now, if I start banging it on the inside at the same time, it's going to straighten itself back out. That's what I was trying to talk about. So by banging it on the outside and flattening it out more so on the outer piece than the inner piece, you're going to stretch the metal. So the stretch happens on the outside and it's going to start curving. And as it does so, it needs to go somewhere. And with this piece being so small and thin like this, it's going to start curving like a rainbow, aquawitis, right? So that's why that is happening, because of the stretching of the metal. It's got to go somewhere. So with that in mind, and my mistakes aside, let's go ahead and start banging it out some more, right? All right, so here we go, right? You kind of get the idea. This thing is starting to pronounce its curve. Curve? No, curve. Curve. Come on, Cozy, get the right nomenclature. So, right, I banged it out on this side, and it's really rough. Did the same thing. You can see that this was the first that I started with, and you can see it kind of smoothed out a little bit right here. So, with this particular hammer, and it was just kind of serendipitous that it happened this way, right? So I have the blunt flat piece, but I also have the blunt flat piece. That is a square. So what I like to do after I do, right, I start on one side, flip it over, if I could actually flip it over, with the flat bit right there, the straight flat bit. And then I come back and I like to just kind of pound it out with the blunt square piece right here. So I'm gonna do that. You get the idea. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna work some movie magic, and I'm gonna fast forward into this, right? So check this out. This is pretty nice, right? Obviously this is a different piece because it's a lot longer, but you can see right here, right? Boop. I basically went from, and this is the original length. One of these guys is about what, 8 inches? Yeah, about 7.5. So I took a piece like this, and then I pounded out the outside, flipped it over, kept going, and annealed it in between. And after every session or phase of poundage, stage of poundage, whatever you want to call it, after each stage, I anneal it, let it cool down, and do it again. And you're going to do it over and over and over and over and over. Pound, anneal, pound, anneal, pound, anneal, and then you'll get this, right? So basically what I did was I go from this, pound the outside, work it, and get it.
You can get it.
And then this one, at the very end, I started adding texture and I started adding color. I'm going to, obviously you can see from this bit right here, right? It's very cloudy, bumpy, marshmallowy, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And this can also be smoothed out on the sander or with a file or however you want to do it, or just keep it rustic, dude. That's what's up. That's how you get away with it, right? You just call it rustic and everybody's happy. So that's it. Add some texture, add some color, buff it out, don't. Do whatever you want. But that's it. So I appreciate you sticking with me, even with the faux pas of being like, hey, yeah, pound it on the inside, that's the trick. When actually I was incorrect, right? It takes a really good instructor to realize that they're wrong and also to admit that, right? So, hey, like I said, I'm human. We're all human, baby. Wait, are we human or are we dancers? I don't know. I think it was a song. But you get the idea. Now, I appreciate you sticking to the end of the video, and if you want to stick around a little bit longer, I'll give you a couple bloopers just to ease the tension. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Peace. One thing that I've learned that has been reiterated on the internet, reiterated. Wait a minute, hold on a second. Damn it, Ducky. I just don't want these really sharp curves. These will go away because we're gonna bang it out for quite a while. We're gonna bang it out all night. You can't say flipper over. You can't say flipper over and start banging it.